Hello there. Hello. Hi there. I'm Joe Bags. And today we're going to be starting a new series of Final Fantasy XIV gameplay. And this gameplay is going to be calm and cozy, and will be centered around not so much action, pactions, and drama, but be something that you could lay in bed and listen to or fall asleep to, if you may. Because, there's a lot of things going on in the world around us. Seems at all times now. And I think that it may be good to provide ourselves with more options to not freak out or not feel anxious. And I'm just hoping to provide, one additional avenue for that. So what we're going to do is we are going to create a new character. I have gone through the process of doing that in character creation and saving it so that we don't have to walk through that in this stream or recording, and we will fire it up. I tried starting this yesterday, and then I accidentally got redirected to Famfrit on the Primal Data Center, and I just did not feel like that was the server for us, so we're restarting this. Probably on Leviathan would be my guess. So we will read all of the main text quest, the MSQ quests, the job quests, anything that may be important to developing our story. Anything else may just get skipped through, so that I can save my voice for other things, because I would like to relax as well. So there's no rush here. There's no need to finish the MSQ in a certain amount of time, like a speed run or anything. We're just gonna take this at the pacing that we do, and we'll get there when we get there, just like the entire theme of this series. So my commentary will be soft. We will have in-game music. On certain times, if I'm feeling frisky, we may even have some relaxing, soft third-party music playing in the background. Just kind of depends on where we're at and what we're doing. So yeah, go ahead and pack up and get ready to unwind. Whether you're a longtime Final Fantasy fan or this is your first introduction into the series, hopefully it's an easily digestible series for, maybe it'll generate some interest in you as well. So if you have any questions or comments or anything, you can go leave them in the comment section, or whatever YouTube-y things you may need. If you enjoy this, subscribe as well. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So I'm gonna click off of here, and I think what we're gonna do to start this is we're going to allow this to play for 30 seconds or whatever it takes, and when we get to a new expansion, we will switch the title screen to that expansion and then watch the intro for that. So to start this, we are going to let this kick into the A Realm Reborn intro and let that play, and then we'll get started with our gameplay. And yeah, I'm very excited for that. I need to drag this over on my OBS because I don't know I don't know where my audio levels are, so I'm hoping that they were on. It appears that they have been. So okay, let's go ahead and let this play. I'll turn it up a little bit. All right, that was, man. If there's anything that Square Enix does well, it's music and cutscenes. Just fantastic. So that showed the calamity. I don't know exactly which one it was or whatever, but it showed a large scale war with an individual um, trying to beat back a dragon named Bahamut, and you know the success of that being more or less successful, I guess. I can't remember exactly how much of the story reveals that, so we'll have to see. All right, so this is my character that I built in the previous. I had a fun idea of creating a an Italian Vera, and naming them accordingly. Um, so you can see like the dark hair, the dark eyes, um, kind of has the Italian looking um, facial structure. And you know, being that my typical game name that I would pick for a character would be Joe Bags or Joey Bags, for Joey Bag of Donuts. Um, I thought it would be funny to name um, this one somewhat officially, but also kind of humorously, in Italian fashion. I've always liked The Sopranos, and Italian culture is very fun to me. Um, and so I believe I have a name picked out that would be quite funny. And let's go ahead and make the what's the date right now? July 6th. Oops. Their birthday. So that we have a birthday for when, you know, we started this character. I don't think this matters, but Thal's balls. Thal's balls. And I want to start in Limsa because I've never started in Limsa Lominsa, and I don't really want to start as a Marauder because I find that to be too easy. Give me some options with the Arcanist where I can possibly become a Scholar in case, you know, queue times get pretty crazy. So we'll go ahead and do that. Exodus is actually not what I picked. I want Leviathan. Thank you very much. And we are going to name our character Julia Gabagoo. So Julia Capicola, better known by her street name, the Gabagoo, is, you know, friendly at the front, but cutthroat if you cross her. You know, she'll slice you a perfect pound of mortadella and then call in a favor that ends your life if you cross her. So this could be quite fun. All right, let's fire it up. This will be fun. I'm excited for this. Should I turn this down a little bit? Turn the sound just a little bit so my voice comes through a little bit more clear. All right, Julia. A congested server. Where am I? That is certainly fun.
Here. Here. Feel. Here. Feel. Think.
So I believe that was a dream that we were having about fighting some hooded figure. Oi, you alright, lass? A grizzled passenger. You were moaning in your sleep and sweating buckets besides. Rolling of the ship got your stomach churning, has it? Hmm, don't seem like seasickness now that I look at you. It'll be the Aether then, I reckon. Some are more sensitive to this stuff than others, see, and we ain't too far from Vildbrand now, which is chock full of Aetherites. No need to fret though, you'll soon get used to it. Ugh, might as well have been bloomin' seasickness. Ship sleeping around like a demented chocobo today. I reckon I might head out on deck, get myself a breath of fresh air. Limsa is still a fair way off in case you were wondering. Seeing as you're awake and all, how about you keep me company till we get there? Them young'uns don't much care for conversation, see? Anyway, Brennan's the name, and Pedlin's me trade. Ah, smell that salty sea breeze. Now then, lass, judging by your unusual garments, I would say you're one of them new adventurers. Am I warm? I knew it. Going wherever the wind blows, seeking fortune and glory. Now that's what I call living. So long as you can avoid dying, I mean. Ain't no secret that adventuring's a risky business. These days, especially. What is it that first attracted you to it? To gain power, to win glory, to amass a fortune? Or I'm just not going to answer. Well, if you ain't inclined to tell, I ain't about to pry. Might be as old Brendan's a chatterbox. He sure as hell ain't no busybody. We all have a secret or three, don't we? Me? Dozens. I'd rather they stayed secret too, which is why I don't go sticking me nose where it ain't welcome. Just remember though, there'll be more important things than fortune and glory, such as breathing. Ain't no profit in being dead, and that's a fact. Whoa. We appear to be under attack by something or someone. Ooh, Ships off the starboard bow. Pirate colors. Starboard is the right side of the ship because port is the left. And port and left both have 4 letters. Pirates? Bloody hells. Have you no sense? Get below. Okay, I guess we'll get below. Below we go. Ho ho ho. What is the world coming to? Pirates firing on a ship flying Leminson colors? Bastards either have a boatload of balls or bugger all for brains. You can rest easy, friends. We've made it out of cannon range, and no buccaneer's bark will catch this flighty temptress once the wind's in her sails. That was too bleedin' close. Glad one of us kept her head on her shoulders. I reckon I'd lost mine otherwise. If them pirates gave up chase, we must be close to port. Let's head on up to deck and have us a look, shall we? By the by, is this your first trip to Limsa Lominsa? Yeah. Is it? Well then, let this journeyed itinerant tell you of the ins and outs of your destination. Ahem. Limsa Lominsa prides itself on being Eorzea's foremost naval power. Weren't too long ago that the place was ruled by pirates, but thanks to the current admiral's civilizing influence, the city-state could almost pass for a respectable nation. You'd never guess she was once a rum-swillin' buccaneer herself. Course, most folk ain't so quick to change, and with all the town full of liberty-lovin' ruffians, you can imagine how many naysayers and troublemakers she's got to deal with, like them pirates who took a fancy to us just now. And if that weren't bad enough, I've heard the Sahagan are raiding the coast just as bold as you please. Them are the sea-dwelling beastmen the locals call fishbacks, in case you didn't know. Ah, at long last. Land, ho. Behold, Limsa Lominsa, a nation blessed by the ocean's bounty and beloved of Limlayan, goddess of navigation. Leave it to Square Enix to make these crazy names.
On a windswept isle in the southwestern corner of the realm, amidst the roiling waves of the Longtime Sea, lies the maritime city-state of Limsa Lominsa.
Beautiful.
To this haven for bandits and brigands, cutthroats and curs, seekers of both freedom and fortune, comes a lone adventurer.
This guy should narrate this whole playthrough. He has a beautiful voice.
Lone yet not alone, for the hero's arrival has drawn the gaze of the nation's patron deity, Limlain.
Limlain. I was close. Close enough.
What realm-shaking fate has she descried in the churning waters of this mortal's future?
All right, Julia. And here's where we part ways, lass. I'm off to the market to deliver me wares, and then it's on to the high road for me. Here, I want you to have this, by way of thanks for saving me arse earlier. Hey, you never did tell me your name, did you? Well, here's an idea. Become the sort of storied personage I can brag about having met, and I'll consider us square. See you later, Brennan. That was a interesting meet.
Through peril and hardship, discovery and triumph, may the navigator guide this brave soul on her life's voyage. Till sea swallows all.
I feel like Vera's have an interesting starting outfit. They were pretty shameless about what they wore and the camera angles that they used. I mean, come on, man. Like, what are we talking about? Hey, you there. I mean you. This is my district, and I make it my business to know all the scum that washes up in it. Ah, an adventurer fresh off the boat, is it? Well then, allow one of Limzolamin's finest to set you on the right path. Hop to it, lass. I haven't got all day. Welcome to Limzolaminza, a bustling city-state filled with scoundrels and brigands, the rough-cut diamonds of the Rotano Sea. Please select a control scheme you wish to use. Mouse and keyboard, duh. Follow the instructions to move your character and adjust the position of the camera. Okay, easy enough. Turn the camera, out, in. Alright, I do need to make some adjustments real quick here. I'm going to drag this here. That'll work. And then I want my party list here. My enmity list here. Scenario guide here. We're gonna have 3 of those. And then hotbar 4 goes over here. And we're gonna turn it on and we're gonna make it 3x4. And this should give us enough buttons to start with. Um, I don't really remember which one of these is which, so we'll kind of pull these over. And then I want enhancements to be here and enfeeblements to be here. And the progress bar could be centered. Is there anything else I want to move? We can probably put that up there. Maybe not. I mean, it doesn't really matter. All right. So I operate with a ultra wide. So I have to move things into the HUD so that they're visible. Now I can move this right here. Apply. Cool. Okay. I'm gonna drag this here. Drag this there. Coming to Limsa. To be recognized as an adventurer in the city-state of Limsa, you must first register yourself with the Adventurers Guild. Now then, I'm sure you're itching to explore, but adventurers are required to register their presence in the city. And without a bit of local knowledge, you're like to get your throat slit in some piss-stinking alley. So before you do anything else, get yourself over to the Drowning Wench and enroll with the Adventurer Guild. It's not too far. Just head straight down the street and speak with Greffar. He'll show you how to work that big moving platform we call the Crow's Lift, and that'll take you up to the pub. Once you're there, look for a fellow by the name of Bateron. He's the proprietor of the Wench. He may curse like an ale-sodden sailor, but the man's got a soft spot for wide-eyed newcomers like yourself. He'll set you straight. Got all that? Good. Now run along, and may the navigator guide you on your journey. You have begun a quest. Use the duty list to help you complete your task. Alright, so I'm going to drag this too. That'll work right there. Perfect. Alright, Julia Gapigola. Welcome to Limsa. If you have a mind to visit the Drowning Wench, the Crow's Lift will take you there. That's where I'd like to go. In fact, that's where I was planning on going. We have to go talk to Bateron. Greetings to you, lass. What'll it be? Ah, but ye ain't here for the drink, are you? You've come with the mind to try your hand at adventuring, I reckon. Well, you'll find no shortage of work here in Limsa. The name's Baderon, and this is most hospitable of hostilities is the Drowning Winch. This is also the home of the Adventurers Guild here in Limsa. That's why we got a desk specially for handling guild business and why I seem to spend more time saving the necks of whelps like yourself than wetting the throats of my regulars. Adventurers have a knack for finding trouble, see? Not that they need it in these parts on account of there's been trouble wherever to look. If you manage to steer clear of the fishbacks and the kobolds outside the city, the pirates on the inside will get you instead. And if they don't manage, there's also the Garlean Empire to finish the job. Oh, no one knows what they're planning, of course, but they're planning anything. But if they're planning anything, you can be sure it's to kill the lot of us. Aye, this town seems peaceful at a glance, but look again and you'll see a people living in fear of what tomorrow might bring. And who can blame them? After everything that's happened, Eorzea took a mighty blow during the calamity, but our homes weren't the only thing that got wiped off the face of existence by that thrice-damned bastard of a dragon. It took our bleeding memories too, and no one's been able to explain it in a way that makes any ounce of sense. None of the folks what saw it and lived to tell the tale seem to agree on how the tale actually goes. It's all foggy, like recollections from a hard night on the ale. You can imagine why people might fear for the future if they can't rightly recall the past. But there is one thing we all remember, and that's the group of adventurers what laid down their lives to drag Eorzea back from the brink when she was bound for the abyss. I say we remember. Truth is, though, we ain't forgotten what they did for us. The God's damn calamity spawned memory loss robbed us of their names. It won't even let us picture their damn faces. It's like staring at a goal flying in front of the sun, and all you see in your mind's eye is a shadow set against a blinding glare. And that's how every bugger describes it, by the way, give or take the odd goal. This is what's got people calling them, these heroes, the warriors of light. If Limbs is ever going to put this time of darkness behind it, it's going to need adventurers to help banish the fear. It's going to need new heroes like the ones we lost. Maybe one day you'll be one of them, and that's why any aid we can give to an adventurer is effort well spent. What say you, lass? Are you willing to lend us your strength? Me thanks to you, and to the navigator and all. I knew she'd steer you my way for a reason. But listen to me yattering on like a sun-touched fishwife. 'Tis ain't time we got your mark in me book. Put your scrawl right there. Julia Capicola, is it? A fine name it is. Congratulations, you're now an upstanding member of the Adventurers Guild. You there, adventurer. You sailed in on the last ferry, did you not? The captain reported being attacked by a pirate vessel, and several witnesses have testified independently that a passenger matching your description went out on deck mere moments before the incident took place. Sending your friend signals, were you? Now hold on just a moment there, officer. You got the wrong lass. This fine upstanding young lady is me dear departed grandma's sister's niece's cousin's closest companion. The lass wouldn't be caught dead fraternizing with such unsavory elements. Is that right? Well, you are surely aware of the recent kidnappings? Respectfully then, we cannot be too trusting of outsiders at a time when the loyalty of even our closest friends is in doubt. Aye, you make a good point there, officer, a very good point. Very wise. You needn't worry, though. I'll keep one eye open at all times. Me and two more often than not. Now, sir, what say you to a tankard of me finest ale before you return to your duties, eh? Not a watered-down cup of piss like last time, I should hope. Ain't got the faintest idea what you're on about, officer. The wench might offer some of the cheapest grog the side of the Strait of Mirtherl. But that don't mean it won't give you good and pickled. And look, there's a chair over there just crying out to be sat on, so kick off them heavy boots, eh? You'll have to excuse those eager, bloody yellow jackets. There's been a spate of kidnapping, see, and they ain't got a clue who's behind them. Naturally, they've taken to clapping irons on anyone who looks vaguely suspicious, which means venturers, visitors, and pretty much every bugger else in this town. Don't take it personal, though. Us Lamenzans can be an headstrong bunch of bastards, it's true, but given time, we'll grow on you. Now, where was I? Welcome to Limsa Lomenza, where the sea's as green as the faces of me patrons after too many black belly whiskeys. Now take a moment to gather your wits, and we'll get started with learning you ways of the city. This concludes the introductory game tutorial. I didn't do anything. I just talked to people. You have taken your first step as an adventurer in the city of Limsa Lomenza. Listen well to the wisdom of Betaron Tenfingers, then go forth and discover the incredible adventures that await you. Close to home. Betaron, proprietor of the Drowning Winch, wants you to perform 3 tasks that will help you learn the fundamentals of adventuring. Alright then, let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks that'll help you get used to life here in Limsa. First, if you head down a floor, then point your nose to the west, you'll get an eyeful of the great glowing crystal in the middle of the courtyard. That's an aetheryte, a device which can move you from one place to another in the blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter way to travel, providing there's an aetheryte where you want to go, of course. Have a chat with a yellow jacket on guard down there and you'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work till you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You'll find weapons and armor and all your adventure and bits and pieces for sale in the district what lies beyond the aetheryte. Don't go throwing your gill around just yet though, or you'll get fleeced quicker than you can say, "Why is me coin purse so light?" Have a word with Swazblade instead. He's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old octant, and he'll treat you well. For the last of my helpful hints, I suggest you meet some fellow spell slingers at the Arcanist Guild. I guarantee you can learn a few new tricks for your tome if you decide to join their crew. Muri at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that, lass? Seeing to them of 3 tasks will take you on one little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now I best be getting on. Run along, eh? Bugger it. There I go, send you off without telling you. Summit crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right old mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road. While you're out, if you happen to pass any poor sods that look like they might need your help, consider giving their tale of woe a listen, eh? Sounds like a chore, I admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there, just waiting for you to stumble on them. For example, Ninia over yonder's been casting glances at you since you waltzed in. Why not lend an ear and see what she has to say? Aye, you're like to find yourself running odd errands in the beginning, but once you build a reputation as a woman folk can trust, the jobs will get harder, and the rewards will get more generous. If you have the time, might also seek the advice of the smith here in the winch. The lads that bear the title have some fine advice for them what are just starting out in the profession. Ah, and that, my girl, is how you go about becoming a legend amongst adventurers. To leave the Drowning Winch, you must accept the quest making a name by speaking with Ninia. Man, the scale of this game is just massive. I've just started, and the amount of quest text and explanation, it builds to this massive adventure, making a name. Inia, a veteran adventurer, has some information that might be of interest to you. Well, would you look at this? A shiny new adventurer. Listen close, lass. I have some information that might just help put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through the bulwark hall below not long ago and saw a bunch of herbs just scattered about on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa is a busy port, and not all the merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How'd the plants end up in the mizzenmast? Who knows? Might have been a deal gone bad. The important thing is, you make a name for yourself by handing them in. Speak to Scainrail, and she'll get you down to the first floor. Then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Aldi at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about such shady goods. Alright, Scainrail. You wish to visit the bulwark hall below? The crow's lift is ready when you are. Ooh, these particular herbs. Pick them up. Piece of candy. Piece of candy. Piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Hello, old skiff, Aldi. Yes, I am old skiff. Do you have some herbs you wish me to examine? Here you go. Yes, as you expected, these are the highly illegal blooms known as dream flowers. They are the prime ingredient in the creation of somnus, a substance whose fragrance is said to lull the sniffer's mind into a sleep of death. Ha 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 ha. Forgive me, I could not resist the jest. These herbs are not more than Althique lavender, a common enough export from Limsa. In fact, these probably spilled from the crates that were loaded onto my very ship. I think someone has been having a bit of fun with you, miss, but not to worry. You've learned a few things and made a new acquaintance. Well met. What in the world am I looking at? Okay. Well, I'm so distracted by whatever it is this is. You attune to the Aetherite. Another novice adventurer. Aye, Bateron has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I and Suntimal, one of the Yellowjacks tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into the ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow of ether. Beautiful. And as these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea, any adventurer worthy of the name will wish to seek out and attune herself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing the act of attunement as a matter of course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherites found in and around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about aetherites or transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. It is beautiful. So shiny. I can just stare at it. Goodness. You attune with the aetherite. You are now able to use the return spell. Okay. Cool. Alright, Swazblade. A fine evening to you, madame. Welcome to the most replete marketplace in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from ogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate upon the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo but recently arrived in the docks. You bear a gift from Betaron? Whatever could it? Ah, my octant! By the navigator. I must have left it behind in the winch, along with a week's pay and several bells worth of intoxicated memories. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid, and what better recompense than the wisdom of a master merchant? It is simple and sturdy. If it is simple and sturdy adventure and equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hawker's Alley. Lest you doubt, each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent. Adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its own very nature. It goes without saying that Hawker's Alley boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaars and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with the type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if your purse is light or your time is short. But verbal instruction of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. Bossblade, the master merchant of Hawker's Alley, wants you to look into current market prices. You, misadventurer, I have the work for you. I would have you pose as a customer and survey the market's current prices. Surely I did not see you balk at such a simple task. All you need to do is strike up a conversation with the shop owners and glance over their wares. There are 3 merchants that interest me: Iron Thunder, Kyukarun, and Cenithil. Write down all you see on this price list and hand it to Bainsing on West Hawker's Alley. He shall reward you for your service. Okay, I need to take a 2-minute break. Okay, I have returned. Sorry about that. So I need to go speak with people to check their pricing. Well met, lass. Cast your peepers over these beauties, not a spot of rust to be found, every piece fresh from the forges of Naldik and Vimeles. Okay, I'm going to talk to... So these are like city-based. Alright. Kyokirun welcomes welcome customer. Yoki loves his lovely trade. Yoki's goods are goodly made. Oh, he's a rhymer. Interesting. A fine morning to you, miss. What can I interest you in? Why you seem interested in almost everything, don't you? This is another one of those investigations? Well, I have nothing to hide. Alright, so talk to Bane Singh. You're the one who made a list for Swazblade? Let's have it then. Nothing wrong with the market as far as I can tell. Yeah, oft times get pirates selling stolen goods at cutthroat prices, and that drives the numbers down right across Ocker's alley. Thanks to these reports, though, we can tell at a glance when shady dealings are taking place. Good work, lass. I mean, it makes sense. Alrighty. Talk to Miri. Right, who's this person? Meh. Welcome to the Arcanist Guild. It is here that we research and develop the field of Arcanima. Arcanima is the science of employing arcane geometries, intricate patterns that map the unlocked mysteries of existence to draw forth and manipulate the body's etheric energies. Ah, but if I'm not mistaken, you already possess some rudimentary understanding of the craft. Shall I deepen your knowledge of our history as well? The roots of Arcanima can be traced back to the etheric calculations practiced by the people of the South Sea Isles. It was these island folk that first discovered a method to express natural phenomena in mathematical terms. Building on this process, the existing mathematical formulae were further developed into arcane geometries, precise patterns that allowed a practitioner to wave ether into specific magical effects. The mages who invoked this new form of magic became known as Arcanists, and the school of Arcanima was born. Many such mages, wishing to expand their understanding of the world, took to the seas aboard trading vessels. Upon their arrival in Limsa Lominsa, Arcanists found themselves welcomed into the academic elite and soon secured positions in the realms of governance and council. The knowledge of an Arcanist, however, is traditionally passed on from master to chosen disciple. As such, Admiral Merlwyb, counting several wielders of Arcanima among her personal staff, became concerned that this exclusionary practice would lead to the eventual extinction of the art. So the Admiral expressed orders, an official Arcanist Guild was established, and funding was provided for research and training. The complex and demanding nature of Arcanima, however, remains the greatest threat to its own future. If you would continue your study of this challenging discipline, then I must insist you indicate your commitment to joining our guild. Well, have you decided to enroll in our guild, or are you now intimidated by the thought of excessive thinking? Miri wishes to reaffirm your desire to join the Arcanist Guild. Your sound judgment is to be commended. Now, standard practice dictates that I introduce you to our guildmaster that you might convey your intentions in person. Due to extraordinary circumstances, however, he is unreachable at present. Instead, you may speak with Mistress Thubirgeim. She has shouldered full responsibility for the guild's leadership at the interim. You will find her just over there by the bookshelves. You needn't be shy, though. Her mind is sharp and critical, and her manner is always most welcoming. Hello. Hello there. It is I. Yes, I am Thubigai. Welcome. Greetings and welcome to the Arcanist Guild. As Muri has doubtlessly explained, I am serving as acting guildmaster until our wayward leader deigns to return. I assume our capable receptionist also spoke of our art's origins. Allow me then to expound upon its natures. Arcanima taps into the living energies of ether. The evidence that this is represented most aptly perhaps by our ability to manifest the arcane entity Carbuncle in the manner of magic which its ethereal allies employs at our command. The core of the discipline, however, is found in the pursuit of definitive solutions to any potential quandary, even on the field of battle, nay, especially on the field of battle. This principle takes precedence. If one wishes to make certain the question of victory, then one must apply the most effective strategy. An arcanist is measured by her ability to calmly analyze the situation from moment to moment and respond with the most appropriate spells at hand. The study of Arcanima will test your mental faculties to the point of perplexity. Are you prepared to reason your way through predicament after predicament? Are you prepared to reason? Yes, Julia is prepared to reason. In an unambiguous response, the kind I most prefer. Let us now see if the clarity of your words is matched by the sharpness of your mind. In Lower Lenosia, you will find amongst others 3 species of pest: dwarf rats, little ladybugs, and Eorzea. I ask that you employ your skill in Arcanima to eradicate 3 of each type of creature. Leave through the city through the Tempest Gate, and you will soon encounter the potential targets in abundance. As long as you remain focused, I do not foresee these opponents causing you or your budding abilities undue difficulty. Once you return from completing this preliminary trial, I will welcome you as an official member of the Arcanist Guild. May your judgment remain swift and clear. Okay. Alrighty. This way, I think. I think we go up, up, up. And that's how we get out. There's a couple more of these aft castle. There's nothing there. There is 2 there. And we're gonna run through the drowning winch. There's another one here. And then we'll go get the marauders as well. I find this early. That has to be like an early investment in speeding up the next steps, right? I can do it now, and then if I have to run over here, I can just teleport. As opposed to doing it the first time and then being able to do it for any point after that. Alright, so let's go ahead and go to the aft castle. And then we will go this way to Lower Lenosia based on our map. Oh, it's right here. A Moogle. Okay. We got an achievement. There we go. Okay. Cool. Now let's go kill some things. Oh, I forgot. I should summon my carbuncle. Away. Heal. Place. Stay. Guard. Okay. So we just kill the rats, right? Just stay here and cast your spells. The cast speed on this is clearly better than most. It feels relatively quick. Yeah, that feels really quick. I enjoyed that. Now we have to go kill Eorzea? Should be over here somewhere. That thing is massive. Oh, they're like little jellyfish. That's kind of fun. Alright, so that's like a shield. So that can go up here. Oh, I have a chain bonus. I get a lot of experience for chaining these. Do I get a level from one more? Or do I have to kill one more? One more. Okay, we leveled up again. Let's try this spell. Much quicker. And then I can do this, right? Oh my goodness. That's incredibly faster. What an investment. Okay. Dubergheim. I see the creatures beyond the city walls pose you little threat. It is with great pleasure, then, that I must formally recognize your initiation into the guild. From this day forth, you may proudly bear the title of Arcanist. I suggest you continue your forays into the wilderness and keep the pages of your grimoire turning. There is no finer teacher than the harsh mistress of experience, and to commemorate this occasion, I gift you with this hunting log. The enemies marked within its pages has specifically chosen to challenge your enemy as your abilities in Arcanima. When you devise a new strategy or tactic, you will now have a ready source of opponents on which to test it. And when you feel you can command Carbuncle as easily as you might move your own limbs, return to me for further instructions, and I will be waiting. The next Arcanist quest will be available from Thubergein upon reaching level 5. Complete. Hunting log. Little ladybug, Warfra. Tree 60. Alright, I believe this is the drowning winch. That'll work. Hello, Betaron. Ah, there you are, Julia. Enjoy your jaunt around the city, did you? If you mean to base yourself in Limbs of Lomenza, that won't be the last time you'll visit those 3 places. And now you've got an idea of what's where, and you can start exploring the rest of the town. You've shown a good ear for listening, lass. Stick with old Betaron, and you'll go far. On to Summerford. Betaron, a proprietor of the Drowning Winch, wants to lend a hand at Summerford Farms. Still in Limsa, are you, Julia? How'd you fancy a trip outside the city walls? I'd like you to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Stalewern, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew of mostly reformed pirate types, if you can believe that, and he's been trying to bring a bit of life back to the fields after the calamity ruined the soil. He mentioned needing another and or 2, and your name sprang to mind. I gave you a glowing recommendation, so make sure you work hard and impress the old bastard. You need directions? This place ain't hard to find. Just take the Zephyr Gate out the city and follow the road northeast. Aft Castle. You just go straight, right? So if I kill a couple more ladybugs and wharf rats, I will surely have enough experience to start my level 5 Arcanist quest. Which I wonder what that gets me. I'm guessing that these little icons mean hunting log. Okay, yeah, because in chat it says that. Okay, so I just have to build the things. Nice. Is there anything else close that I can kill before I go back real quick and get that quest? No? That thing is massive. He's got so big he's got trees growing on his back. I'm gonna stay away from him. Cool. Alright, now I can go to the Arcanists Guild. Okay, let's fire the quest up. Ooh. A robe? A hat? Acting Guildmaster wishes to assess the improvement of your Arcanum skills. Ah, Julia, isn't it? Are you eating well? An empty stomach distracts the mind and leads to hurried judgment. I must oft remind my Arcanists to take meals, so absconded so they do they become in their studies. Speaking of such, have you been practicing your tactics with Carbuncle? I believe it is time to assess the improvement of your skills. As with your previous trial, I would have you defeat foes in Lower Lanosia. Three wild dodos and 3 tiny mandragoras to be precise. Watch carefully the behavior of your opponents, formulate an effective strategy, and utilize your arcane entity to its fullest potential. I expect you back in time for breakfast. In Lower? Okay, that's what I thought. Restores target HP. Alright, so Psychic is a heal. Follow me, Carbuncle. We must run to the red circle of doom. Pretty. Okay. Wild dodos. We found them. Alright. Need another wild dodo. This thing's on my hunting log though, so I might as well do this. I need 3 of those total. Let me do the wind sprite. Okay. You get a lot of experience from the hunter's log. An incredible amount. Alright. Mandragoras. Ooh, we have a chain bonus. One more. Summon Ruby. This is all very confusing. I think I'm just gonna go back to the docks. I mean, this place is just beautiful. The vibes here in Lenosia are just peak. Good vibes. Good vibes, good views. I'm finding it to be the most confusing city-state because of the level changes. But aside from that, it feels good. Everything else is, you know, like I said, good vibes. Okay. Trance gauge. A trance gauge indicates the time remaining for the effects of Aether Charge. Executing this action also grants Ruby Arcanum, which is used to summon the Ruby Carbuncle. Upon reaching level 15, Aether Charge will also grant Topaz Arcanum for the summoning of the Topaz Carbuncle, and at level 22, Emerald Arcanum for the summoning of Emerald. Each summon, when called forth, will tap into its respective arcanum, granting you stacks of an elemental attunement indicated on the trance gauge. These elemental attunements will augment Gemstride and Brilliance. You can view the job gauge description at any time. Okay. I'm not really sure how that works yet, but it seems fun. Back before breakfast. Welcome back, Julia. It appears your coordination with Carbuncle is progressing at a satisfactory pace. Shall we test your growing acumen with a more practical examination? Our work at Melvian Gate requires us to inspect and record the contents of incoming cargo. To simulate such a task, I have had several crates transported. I can't read anymore. Transported to the cliff south of the Zephyr Gate. I want you to examine those crates and then return the inspected cargo here to me. You would be surprised at the depths to which some merchants will sink to deter our customs agents from performing thorough investigations. False bottoms, rotting foodstuffs, flesh-eating Vilken. I suggest you be prepared for any eventuality. To the Zephyr Gate. I want to say we can get there from the Aether Crystal Plaza. Okay. Yeah, we just go straight, right? Here it is. We have found it. We fell. The practice crates. Let's interact with them. Yep, they feel like crates, alright. Let's feel them again. Who's this weird individual? I am not a threat. Pray ignore my presence for a present, and allow me a moment to cogitate. The reaction to my sudden appearance was within expected parameters, but I must admit I did not expect so proficient a performance against the enemy set against you. Yet, effective though your tactics were, I spied much room for improvement. As I watched you battle, the wheels of my mind whirled into motion as they wont to do, inventing other possible strategies that you may have employed. Let's see. Taking into account your current level of ability, factoring in the etheric constant, multiplying by the number of opponents, then applying your tactics to other potential combat scenarios, oh dear, my calculations indicate failure upon encountering threat level 79785. Well, we'll have to see what we can do about that. Though the opportune window to do so has passed, I would nevertheless introduce myself. I am Kalaya, a Melvian's Gate assessor. Acting Guildmaster Thubergheim elected me to oversee your training and provide any necessary guidance and instruction in the field of Arcanima. From what I observed thus far, you have an admirable grasp of the fundamentals. I do, however, wish to confirm one small detail. Regarding your choice of arcane geometries, what factor most influences your actions during battle? I do what feels right. Aha, just as I predicted, and now I have the final element needed to perform another calculation. The probability of you becoming an Arcanist of note is 90%, give or take a half percent. Yes, the certainty is quite high. After all, I only know of one other practitioner who responded to my question in the same manner. It was the man who bestowed upon me this grimoire, the Guildmaster himself. While our inscrutable leader is, as I'm sure you've heard, on an indefinite leave of absence, he did leave with us the most notorious saying to date. Strategy is a tool used to manipulate one situation into the desired reality. No matter how gifted you and I might be, however, the instantaneous manipulation of reality that may cause us so suddenly become mightily arcanists is beyond that might cause us to suddenly become mighty arcanists is beyond our present abilities. Discipline and experience is the finest strategy in this case. I suggest you continue to focus on refining your aptitude with Carbuncle. Mastery with an arcane entity will greatly improve your success as a wielder of Arcanima. Here ends your lesson for today. Pray return directly to the guild. I believe Mistress Thubergheim is awaiting some inspected cargo. And what of myself? I'm off to the fields, of course. The tactics I reasoned out earlier may be attempted in real-life scenarios. Theory is all well and good, but there's no substitute for actual combat. We will meet again soon. That was peculiar. Peculiar and peculiar. I feel like I should run up to Summerford Farms. Halfway there. Alrighty. Cool. A fate completed. I can probably, I can do the hatchlings. That'll be good. I don't really know how I generate Ruby or whatever, but we'll just keep smashing the buttons, get a couple of fates in, and then we'll be well ahead of the level. checks for all of this stuff. If you put in like a little bit of effort, all you need to do is put a little bit of effort in at the front end, and then as you go through like the main story quest, I feel like I will just have enough headway where I won't have to stop and go grab a level if I don't have to or don't want to. It's nice to have heals. I probably gonna have to do one more. Then I can do the hatchling. Yeah, all of this seems to be helping a considerable amount. Level 7. Alright, so I can attune to this aetheryte. That'll help. By learning teleport, you are now able to travel instantly. Cool. Alright, Staleworm. What say you? Ah, you must be the adventurer Baderon promised to send along. Julia Capicola, wasn't it? You honored his word, so that's a good start. I am Staleworm, the old bastard, as Baderon likely described me, and here is my humble orchard. A good number of lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas, and if you're wondering why I employ these skags, well, they used to be a crew. They used to crew my pirate ship, but the calamity did for our ship, like it did so many others, and I was sore wounded into the bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merlwyb's initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers work in the field seemed too fine an offer to refuse. Well, it turns out you can't take the pirate away from the sea, but you can take the sea away from the pirate. A lot of my blokes just never took to tending the soil, you see. And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train them have been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. Boots. Staleworm, owner of Summerford Farms, wishes to inspect your equipment and thereby gauge your readiness for the tasks he has in mind. I have a mind to set you a task, Capicola, but before I do, I need to be sure you're properly kitted out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand. It may well be that ones here have traded their cutlasses for colt theirs, but they're still rogues at heart. I know a solid set of gear when I see it. Come back when you're more suitably equipped. So equip your head, body, hands, legs, and feet with gear of item level 5 or greater. Okay. Fair enough. So what I will do is I will return to the Arcanist Guild and turn that in. Oh, I need a helm. I need a hat. Yeah, I should be good except for the hat. Fair enough. Oh, wait, what did I miss? Julia, have you returned with the cargo? I have. Yes, everything seems to be in order, relatively clear of blood and other gore. That can be something of a problem in our profession, you understand. I've also had word from Kalia regarding your performance. She seemed eager to continue your training. An odd lass, I'll admit, but the guild can boast no finer mind for tactics. You would do well to heed the instruction she offers, particularly that which touches on the diligent approach to our art. Did you perhaps notice the battered tome Kalia carries? That initiate Squirmwire has served her from the day she entered the guild. She has her reasons, but she admittedly strange to see it kept all the way to her present position as Foreseer. I fear such an intense focus on Arcanima has led her to overlook other important aspects of life. As our master strategist guides your Arcanist trainings, I hope that you might return the favor and help to broaden her own perspective somewhat. But enough of such matters for the moment. You have done well this day, Julia. Continue your practice with Carbuncle, as Kalia has bid. I will be here when the time comes for your next lesson. Hat. To Summerford Farms. Alright. This is where we're going to leave off. It's almost 2 hours of fun. Thank you for watching our little calm and sleepy playthrough. Day 1 of Final Fantasy XIV as Julia the Gabagool Capicola. Pretty awesome. We will be back probably tomorrow, and if not tomorrow, the day after, to do another recording, and we'll get that uploaded to YouTube so that we can kind of continue this fun. And we will not quit until we get to the end of Dawn Trail. So thank you for your time. Subscribe if you are interested in more of these, and leave a comment or anything that you may want. Do the YouTubey things. So thank you so much. We'll talk to you later. Bye. Good night.